Hi guys, so I'm back with a new video and let's talk about the Suicide Squad. So again, I'm sure I'm kinda late to the party even though this just premiered for me yesterday, but I think in the US it was today, at least the day I'm filming this. I don't know when this is going up, hopefully the day I'm filming, but yeah, so this just came out, but for some reason I saw a ton of people posting reviews like a week ago. Yeah, I wasn't that lucky, but I did go watch it the day it came out. The Suicide Squad came out, and yeah, I'm pretty sure this is one of those videos that I'm just doing because I want to. Usually I don't get that many views in like big blockbuster movies, at least not when there's a ton of other reviews out already. But this was one of my most anticipated movies, and you know, when it's in my most anticipated movies list slash video, I want to make a video about it no matter what. So if there's only like one or two people watching this, it's worth it. So yeah, I'm just gonna share what I thought about this movie, and yeah, let's just jump right into it. So I'm not gonna tell you a lot about this movie because I'm pretty sure that you know what this is about. This is about a group of supervillains that team up to save the world. It's pretty simple in a way, like it's a straightforward concept. It's how you do it that makes it either a good or a bad movie. So yeah. As for the people who star in it, there's a ton of actors that you know. Obviously, these stars: Margot Robbie, Idris Elba, John Cena, Joel Kinnaman. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Yeah, a lot of other really big names such as Sylvester Stallone, and one of the reasons why this was in my most anticipated list, besides being the Suicide Squad, besides Harley Quinn, this also stars Daniela Melchior, and that's how you pronounce it. I've seen a ton of people pronouncing her name wrong. So yeah, it's Daniela Melchior, and she's Portuguese, just like me. Actually, we do have the same name, like Daniela. So yeah, she's actually a pretty big character in the movie. I actually thought she was going to play like a smaller role, but no, she's like a pretty big deal in the movie, which was nice, and I'll get more into it. So let's move on to my thoughts. So I'm just gonna say it, this is probably the best movie of the year, like at least so far. I don't have a lot of movies that I gave 4 stars this year. Almost all the movies that I've been watching are like in the 3.5 range. And yeah, so my best of the year list is pretty small, at least up until now. I know there's a ton of other movies coming out in the upcoming months. There's a ton of movies that I want to watch that are coming out in October and November and December. So yeah, the list might get a bit more packed, but as of now, I'm pretty sure this is the best movie of the year for me. So, you know, it's a good movie. I know I can be a little biased because of multiple things, like I love DC, I freaking love Harley Quinn, and this as like a Portuguese actress. So this has all the things to make me like it more than an average person. But I still think this is a great movie, and it's actually pretty curious because you know, my hype was through the roof, and part of me after watching the movie felt like I wanted more, but at the same time I can't think of anything else to add to the movie to make it better. So it's just that feeling that you are so hyped up for something that you're just like afraid it's not gonna be as good as you want it to be, but I think it is as good as I wanted it to be. It's definitely a movie that I should rewatch. um, yeah, probably I'll probably buy the DVD, most likely, I don't know. But yeah, there's not a lot of things wrong with the movie. I think the main two things that aren't really an issue but could be improved is like the runtime. It's a little bit too long, maybe like 10 15 minutes too long. I wasn't bored, but I could feel the runtime by the end. And it's also a little bit cheesy at times, but it's expected with these kind of movies. Like, it's a superhero movie, a super villains movie, so it will be a little bit cheesy, even though this is pretty different than your average superhero movie. For once, like, my favorite thing probably was the gore. There's a ton of gore in the movie, some like pretty explicit, but others that are dealt in a really fun way. I think my favorite scene in the movie is Harley Quinn's fight sequence. It's just so different and just so Harley Quinn, and that is saying like a lot that that is my favorite fight scene and my favorite scene, because there's a ton of really cool fight scenes in the movie. Like, it starts right away with a fight sequence, and yeah, it's just fight sequence after fight sequence, and that's what we want from a movie like this. And then of course I have to talk about Daniela Melchior. As I said, not only it's so great to see someone from your country like making it big like in Hollywood, but also her character is Portuguese. They talk about Portugal and they show a city from Portugal, and yeah, it's just great to have like that recognition. And yeah, maybe more people will pay attention to us, and more movies will come here to film, because they actually came here to film just a little scene. So all in all, this is a freaking cool cinema experience if you are able to watch it in the biggest screen ever. Like, I watched it on IMAX and I think it's so worth it. And if you can't afford IMAX, because I know it's expensive, at least watch it at the cinema, because it's like so fun. And if you're into superhero movies, you're going to love this, I'm pretty sure. Also, I completely forgot to mention this, but this really feels like a James Gunn movie, which is great. It's really similar to Guardians of the Galaxy, not only in the cinematography sense, like the camera work and all that, it's similar, but also the tone. It has bit of comedy and bit in action, and like not really romance, but it also has some like deep moments. But yeah, like the mix of comedy and action, as well as, like, as I said, some gore, is great. Like, I love that. Oh, and just like a warning, James Gunn did say this when they first announced and when the first trailer like came out, but don't get attached to characters, because a lot of them die, and the probability of them dying is like really high, so don't get attached to a lot of characters. So yeah, that is a fun aspect about the movie, to be honest, because some movies don't like to take their risk to kill characters, but this movie doesn't care. So yeah, that was fun. And post all of that, let's get into my scores. I'm pretty sure you have already guessed it, but overall I give the movie a 4 out of 5. I might give it a higher score on a rewatch, but as of now it's a 4 out of 5. Totally deserves it. Like, great story. Like, for once it has like a good villain, which the previous Suicide Squad doesn't. So I really enjoyed the villain here. Like, the acting is great, the camera movement and the cinematography and all of that. The score, like the music, like really fits the scenes and all of that. Like, the rock songs on the fight sequences are great. So yeah, it totally deserves a 4 out of 5. Cinematography, I also give it a 4 out of 5. It has like some really interesting things that, yeah, it's just, they are like James Gunn things, but everything like matches the story and the characters, so I love that. And originality, I give it a 3.5 out of 5, just because I feel like at times it was a bit predictable, not like super predictable, but you know, as I said, it's a superhero film, so they have to follow a certain pattern, I guess, but it's not like super predictable and cliche. As I said, a lot of characters die, and just that is original. So yeah guys, these are my thoughts on Suicide Squad. If you have seen the film, let me know in the comments what you thought. Let me know which is your favorite character. You know, I'm a bit biased because I love Harley Quinn and I feel like she still is the heart of the movie and the heart of the team, but I also really liked Idris Elba's character as well as Daniela Melchior's character, Ratcatcher too. So yeah, and also Polka Dot Man. I mean, I loved all of them, but yeah, Harley Quinn is still my favorite. So yeah, let me know who's your favorite, what you thought of the movie, and if you haven't seen it yet, please go to the cinema and watch it because it's freaking cool. And yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you in my next video.